Rage on that beat, going crazy.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. I actually did not bring the drone today, and I wish I did bring the drone today because I didn't come out to the property to film house content. I came out here to do some work on other non-house related things, but they have done stuff since the last time you've seen my face and this house on the old YouTube. So check this out. Let me show you what they did. All right, so the first thing we got is we finally got some fill. So they did bring some dirt. It looks like a couple triaxle loads of dirt out to this place because, as you know, this place is nothing but rock. Also, while I stand on this dirt pallet they brought out, check out the angle, the view of this sexy old truck. That's a good angle from up here with the new chromies. Gosh dang, but like I said, this ain't a truck video today. This is a house video, and if you watched last week's video, you can see what they've done already. So A, they brought dirt out, but B, we got ourselves some weatherproofing along the whole exterior and some of the interior parts of the foundation. Let me show you. All right, so if I walk in this way, you will see basically these guys have to insulate all the walls that are going into the actual living space of the house. So you'll notice there's no insulation on the outer wall of like the garage or anything. However, on the inner wall of the garage where that wall meets the actual living space, that's insulated. The whole wall going down. And this is the interesting part because you'll see how my walkout's going to go in the basement. So basically, you know, all of this stuff's going to be covered up by dirt. This is going to be grade essentially. So the grade of the house is going to go bam right down to my walkout on both sides. So basically, if you're standing here, this is my basement back door, if you will. You'll see how the dirt's going to kind of go. I'm not sure what they do here. I completely forget. They did tell me before, but I forget because something is here. I just don't know what. I forget. So you'll see it come up on this side of the wall, obviously wrap the corner and go all the way up there. And you know, same thing. You'll notice that the front of the house is pretty much all the way underground, as they got that stuff wrapped up pretty high. So realistically, this is the only thing that you're going to see come out of the ground. So all this, well, not this, but all the dirt there they're bringing in is going to fill all the way up to that line, which is pretty cool. This is like the front porch area, and if you remember last video, I said, man, I don't know why they excavated so deep on the front porch. I now see why, because that has to insulate the entire foundation, because that is an inner wall in the house. So this makes complete sense now why they did what they had to do. Oh gosh. This makes sense now why they had to do that. And same thing you'll see over here on this side. That's why they had to dig so far down here, even though, you know, there's nothing crazy here, because that's an inner wall. So totally makes sense. I like it. And yeah, that's honestly my update for today. Like I said, I came over here to get some other work done non-related to the house, but I saw that and I'm like, yo, I gotta share what they did to this house, because like, don't know exactly when I'm gonna get out here next week. Basically now, after they do all the insulation and waterproofing, they now have to, they'll backfill everything, of course. They're gonna set the beam and everything for like the, you know, they're gonna set the main beam there. And then honestly, they're gonna get a framing crew out here. So let's go.
It's not a game, it's a rage thing.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to, well, today, check this out. This is monumental in my personal opinion. Let's look. apologies for the sun. The sun is setting currently right there, so some of these frames I might get either way. I'm literally parked in my garage, well, like where the garage is going to be. I showed up today and found out that the guys backfilled everything and kind of like pretty much connected everything up. So I'm gonna go to 0.5 zoom. Driveway coming in this way, and it goes into the actual garage. So, and then you'll see like right now everything's kind of rough graded, but the actual grade of the house is pretty dang legit. So check this out. So obviously I'm in the garage currently, which is so freaking awesome. Garage door, man door. Yeah, see where the sun's getting in there. So you can see how the grade of the yard goes down to the back. Down to the back, then you can see how the backyard's going to be graded as well. Basically, it goes down that way into my walkout basement. By the way, I have to figure out what to do with these massive piles of rock. So if you know anyone who wants rock, hit me up. But yeah, check this out. So basically comes in the driveway, goes down this way, and all right, inside the house, they left today, but they actually need another triaxle load of gravel just because you can see where they have not filled yet. They ran out of gravel for the basement. So there's a little drain there, a little French drain. Basically, I did learn that all this former drain runs into these drains, which runs, both inner and outer drains run basically underground straight out that way. So inside, they still have to level all this off, obviously, so that way we could pour the floors. And then they left this kind of low just because right there and right there is where the back porch is going to go. Then if I go up the yard this way, also, I got to get rid of that massive rock pile. So if you want some rock, hit me up. And then you can see this corner. So you can see how it kind of grades down and then how this part of the yard grades up. And then, yeah, you could actually see they already started grading the front yard because, like, you basically have to grade away and down from the foundation of the house so that way water drains away. And then this part of the yard will kind of go back up, and the water should drain in around the house and go off the opposite way. So if you probably can't tell from camera, but it is grading down from the house. So you can see all this is filled in. See where the front porch is going to be. Then where the garage is going to be. So this is super exciting in my personal opinion. Truck is backed up basically to, yeah, I mean, that's about as far as I'll be able to back up when I park in here. And I should have roughly 4 feet-ish in front of the truck. And ideally, I'll have toolboxes and stuff back that way, and I'll still be able to fit the truck. So this is monumental. But like the cool thing about coming out here today is just to find out, you know, like when I was just here a couple clips ago, there was a massive gap between everything. So the fact that it's all filled in now and it looks, you know, for the most part complete, this is super, super exciting. And the guys still got to come out. They still got to like fill in, you know, they still need a triaxle full of gravel. They're going to fill the basement in. I know the guys are going to set the beams, like the posts. I honestly have no clue if they pour the garage, the porch, and the basement floor before they start framing or not. I'm a rookie. I've never built a house before. Apologize, but that's happening too. So stay tuned, and then we'll wrap this video up right before the framing crew comes. But super exciting update in the slightest.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, sun is setting, so I don't have a whole lot of time. I just got here after work, and I'm glad I did because I wanted to wrap this video up before they start framing, and they just dropped off a bunch of lumber and stuff like that, so they're going to start framing. So check out the progress right now. All right, so here we are, and I'm glad I came out, like I said, because they officially like graded the rest of this place out, and they actually brought more driveway gravel in and graded the driveway out that way, brought in the dumpster. There's my wife. And like I said, you can see they brought all kind of lumber here, so they're about to start framing. The steel beams are set. It's kind of interesting to see that it's actually a 2-piece beam. So I see why you need a concrete post there, because that's probably going to mount over here, mount there, and that's going to be the long post, which you're going to need the little stripper pole beam right there in the middle to support that. And you could also see there's a beam over on that side, a small beam, and I'm not exactly sure why, but so it looks like they backfilled the rest of the underneath, like the basement there, and everything's nice and level this way. So I guess the assumption is now, I guess they don't pour the floor in the garage in the front porch quite yet, because I assume that would be poured at this point, but they got lumber out here. So the assumption is they're probably going to start lumbering this place, and then I guess they pour the concrete floors a little bit later. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so like I said, you can see in here, they graded this real nice now to the front of the house. And like I said, also they got the driveway graded kind of nicely too for the time being. And man, they got all kind of lumber out here delivered. So some subflooring there. You got a bunch of 2x6s and 2x4s and stuff here. A bunch of plywood, 2x4s. Man, I am super glad we came out here right now. Just to, oh god, that's soft. All this is extremely soft, yikes. More 2x6s, and I'm gonna pop back up on the front porch. So yeah, like I said, I don't know why there's a beam there. It's kind of weird it's a small beam, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. Big old beam, smaller one that way. And yeah, this is the last time you're gonna see this place without any kind of lumber up. So yeah, that's super exciting. I wasn't gonna come out here tonight, hence why it's like 8:30 and the sun's going down like right now. So I'm glad I did come out here tonight, because this is the last time, this is the completion of this video. Last time you're gonna see this house, I assume, with no lumber. So awesome. So I wish I brought the drone out, and I wish I brought my MacBook so I could get the footage off my camera. So I'll come out here, maybe do that tomorrow. But yeah, this is it. This is the last stage basically before they start to put lumber up. And so this is where I'm going to end this video. So a shorter update, but an update nonetheless, because there were some key points in here I wanted to point out that, you know, I left off the last video. And yeah, we'll call it a day. So thank you guys for watching. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe, join the old Wargo house build here. It's kind of cool to see this happen in front of my eyes. So you know, that's why we want to share with all of you. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next video. Peace.